Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. And some story was made up by the interpreter because he's Chinese, he can't speak the local language. So the interpreter made up some story that this man insulted Islam or this man insulted. So Dasu explosion, Dasu fire, Dasu blasphemy is Dasu all over again, 3 times in a row. Somebody should investigate what is going on. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, very recently, Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary or the Home Minister of UK, had said that Pakistani males, young Pakistani males are involved in these massive grooming gangs, sexual exploitation of kids, young girls as young as 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years of age, and, even preteens and teens. And she made this comment and she said that, we must pursue every criminal without getting into this entire confusion of ethnicity and race, etc. A criminal is a criminal. That was the crux of Suella Braverman's message. Now, obviously, she mentioned British Pakistanis, and Pakistan erupted in outrage as usual. And Pakistanis said, we're a great nation, we're a fantastic nation, we're a self-respecting nation, we're a sovereign nation, etc., etc., etc. Now it comes to light. And this is the Greater Manchester Police that have said that this is the Greater Manchester Police. And I'm quoting Dawn News, which is a Pakistani newspaper. Greater Manchester Police says we are pursuing these child abuse suspects inside Pakistan. So apparently, this is what it seems to me, that there is a team of Greater Manchester Police inside Pakistan, and with the help of Pakistani authorities, they're pursuing these child abuse suspects inside Pakistan. Why not in any other country? Why isn't the Greater Metropolitan Police pursuing child abuse suspects in other countries? Why only Pakistan? This is exactly what Suella Braverman said. It is Pakistanis who are involved in child abuse cases, child sex cases. These are Pakistanis who are involved, and this is Dawn News, a Pakistani newspaper, which is saying on its front page that yes, the Greater Metropolitan Police is here and they are pursuing these child abuse suspects. So what is all that about? What is that outrage about by the Pakistan Foreign Office? I fail to understand this whole thing that we are a sovereign country and we won't take things lying down and we will respond to Great Britain and we'll do this and that. What is all that about? What is that outrage about? Nothing, zero. You were lying, like always. Pakistan, the government of Pakistan caught with its pants down, lying and saying that no, these are not British Pakistanis. Of course they are, and they have dual nationality. And because they have dual nationality, they commit a crime in the UK and then they run away to Pakistan, because Pakistan is anyway lawless. There is no, where judges are beating up each other and abusing each other in public. Obviously, there is no accounting for law in Pakistan. So this is exactly where the outlaws would, or criminals would tend to find safe haven. This is exactly what the British Pakistanis did. Some of them, I'm not saying all the British Pakistanis, but many of them who are accused or who the British police thinks are guilty in these crimes, they've run away to Pakistan to hide there, and they're being chased there by the Metropolitan Police. All right, and in another case, very interesting, I have it right here with me. There is a UK-based think tank called the Henry Jackson Society, and the Henry Jackson Society has come up with some startling claims. A very respected think tank. The Henry Jackson Society says that Hindu kids in British schools are being discriminated against and they're being harassed. And the way they're being harassed is, they've given a few examples where some of the Hindu children are being forced to accept Islam. That is number one. This is the news, and this news is from NDTV. I'm reading this NDTV news. I would request the editor to please put it up on the screen. And it says that beef is being thrown at them because Hindus don't eat beef, and it is prohibited generally. So Hindus don't eat beef, and beef is being thrown at young children and they are being asked to convert to Islam. Now, I don't blame the Muslim kids who are doing this. I mean, conversion to Islam, I'm saying beef can be thrown by anybody, but conversion to Islam, I don't blame the Muslim kids who are there because they're children. I just feel sad for their parents, who have come from some country, settled down in UK. And this is exactly what Suella Braverman said, the values of British Pakistanis, these people, they're not the same as British values. The values are different. And there was huge outrage. Yeah, how can you say that? But this is exactly what is happening. And I have only pity in my heart for these parents who are teaching their kids. These some Muslim parents, not all of them, some Muslim parents who are. This is according to the Henry Jackson report, that beef is being thrown at Hindu students and they're being asked to convert to Islam. And negative things, a negative portrayal of Hindus is being painted out. Hindus are generally a peaceful community. I mean, you would see anywhere. You can see in the US, UK. In the US, Indians, not Hindus per se, but Indians are the top performing community. They've beaten the whites in the US. You can't do that unless you're educated, unless you're hardworking, and unless you're sticking to the straight and narrow. You can never achieve that. And this is proof that, we don't indulge in crime. We try not to do all these things, and we know why we're there. We're there to make a name for ourselves, our families, make a decent living. And all these parents, who are teaching hatred to their kids, don't do that, because I can't resist saying this. It's never a good idea, to rub your boss the wrong way. Because these kids, these Hindu kids, they're not retaliating. They're simply studying. I remember the case of Australian cricketers sledging Sachin Tendulkar. I remember them sledging Sachin Tendulkar. I remember them saying that, you'll get out, and they were trying to put pressure on him. Sachin would never respond. Sachin Tendulkar would never respond. He would just keep quiet, smile, and hit a century. And they would abuse him again. He would shrug his shoulders, smile, hit a century. After some time, the Australians stopped. They said, there is no point sledging this guy. Now, they haven't tried it with Virat Kohli, but Virat is another character altogether. But the fact of the matter is that that is how Sachin Tendulkar chose to respond. These kids, any kid for that matter, Hindu or Muslim, whoever focuses on studies will go to the very top, because education is the key. So I would encourage and I would request Muslim parents, children are blameless and we can't blame kids. Even if a kid has thrown beef, I don't blame that child. I blame his parents. I blame his parents' upbringing. That you have come to England, your values must be aligned to British values. Why do you think the Indians are successful? All Pakistani YouTubers, they have this thing. They often keep saying that you go abroad and Indians are at the top and Pakistanis are not at the top, because you keep on doing such nonsense. Yeah. You don't focus on why you're there. You focus on grooming gangs, and you focus on telling your kids that throw beef on the Hindu and ask him to convert to Islam. How do you imagine you will succeed? You have your own ghettos, you don't mix around. Indians mix around very well. Indians will have, friends with every religion. Because, see, the reason why it does not happen in Pakistan is simple, 97-98% of Pakistanis are Muslims. A Pakistani can be born, raised, and in the end, at the age of whatever, die, depart from this world, having never made friends with a Hindu. Because there is an overwhelming majority of Muslims in Pakistan, So they don't know any other point of view. It's a very singular sort of society. But India is not like that. I have Muslim friends, I have Sikh friends, I have Christian friends, I have Buddhist friends, I even have Parsi friends. And Parsis are they're very small in number. The Parsis don't like to be called a minority because, for whatever reason, they don't subscribe to that nomenclature. But I know people of all communities in India, and that's the way I was brought up. That's the way every Indian was brought up. So we find it very easy to go to UK and integrate. Pakistanis can't integrate because they come from a society that is extremely, if I may say, singular looking. I don't know the exact word for this, but it's very narrow in that religious context. So they have their own problems, of course. Now, here we have another news about this Chinese guy, who was the Chinese engineer who was charged with blasphemy in Pakistan. Apparently what happened was that the workers went to offer namaz. And this Chinese guy says, okay, go, there's no problem. But they came back very late. And this person, understandably being the manager, is very angry because he's accountable for the man hours put in the production. He's accountable for that. So he was very angry. And some story was made up by the interpreter because he's Chinese, he can't speak the local language. So the interpreter made up some story that this man insulted Islam, or this man insulted Prophet Muhammad, or something like that. Some story he made up. And as usual, all the Pakistanis gathered together and said, we want to kill this Chinese guy. So the Pakistan army sent a helicopter for him. They took him away to safety. And now the Chinese man says that I committed no blasphemy. I never said anything like that. But in Pakistan, that is not the point. In Pakistan, it does not matter whether you have committed blasphemy or not. An accusation is enough to get you killed. Because every person, let's say, let me give my own example. Why should I give the example of others? Let me give my own example. In Pakistan, if somebody blames me for committing blasphemy, I being a Hindu, right? And a crowd of 500 gather to kill me, while they are beating me, while they are stabbing me, while they are breaking my bones, and while they are torturing me, each one of those Pakistani thinks that he's doing a great deed and he will somehow go to heaven because of inflicting pain on me. That is the mindset of a lot of people in Pakistan, unfortunately. I'm not talking about all, but yes, there is a significant majority which believes that, if somebody is accused of blasphemy, that accusation is enough. That is why they killed Salman Taseer, the governor of Punjab. He didn't say anything. Salman Taseer did not utter anything blasphemous. They just killed him. His own bodyguard killed him. And his bodyguard was given the reception of a rock star. All these, he was brought to court, the bodyguard, and all the lawyers and the judges had lined up and they were throwing rose petals on him. As if he was some all-conquering hero and he had got Pakistan, Kashmir, So that is the attitude in Pakistan. So I think this Chinese engineer should go back to China, and this is my advice to anybody who's listening. Chinese, if you understand English, take back your Chinese engineer, because some Pakistani will want to go to heaven. Some Pakistani will want to go to heaven, even if you release this guy, okay? You say that, no, it was fake, and this Chinese man did not commit blasphemy, and he's totally innocent, and get back to work. There is no getting back to work. There is no life as usual. This guy will be killed. This Chinese guy. Some Pakistani who wants to go to heaven will kill him. Because that Pakistani believes in his heart that killing this Chinese guy accused of blasphemy is a one-way ticket to Jannat. And he will kill this guy. So I think the Chinese better take back this guy to China. I can't even contemplate offending sentiments of Pakistanis and Muslims, but whatever I have been facing here is nothing but a lie. All right, and Dasu hydropower project. So Dasu, this is a hat trick for Dasu, by the way. Dasu is the same project where, last year you had that explosion in which Chinese engineers were killed. Then 10-15 days back, there was a massive fire at Dasu, in which the residential complex and the warehouses were wiped out and parts of offices were wiped out because of the fire, which they said was short circuit. And thirdly, this engineer, also accused of blasphemy, is from Dasu, and this incident of blasphemy, so-called, happened at Dasu. Don't you think these things happening time and again at Dasu, there is a certain pattern? Why only one place? Why is one place targeted time and again? I mean, I don't know. They say that if it happens once, it's an incident. If it happens twice, it's coincidence. But if it happens thrice, it's a conspiracy. So Dasu explosion, Dasu fire, Dasu blasphemy is Dasu all over again, 3 times in a row. Somebody should investigate what is going on in God's name. All right. And the last news that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, today is very interesting news, actually, about this Pakistani major called Adil Raja. Major Adil Raja is a die-hard supporter of Imran Khan, and nothing wrong in that. And Major Adil Raja is in UK, and he's a very active member of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. He has been accused of various charges, including, conspiracy against the state. And so here are some specific charges I can tell you. 406, Section 406 of, this is criminal breach of trust of the Pakistan Penal Code. And what the Pakistani army does not like about Adil Raja is the fact that he, being ex-army major of the Pakistan Army, has been criticizing The Pakistani army has been criticizing his generals, and this is something that the Pakistan army is not able to digest, so they're looking out for him. This guy is in UK, and he's tweeting from there, and he's a die-hard supporter of Imran Khan. But what really caught my eye in the article was the properties that a Pakistani major owns. I'm also a former major of the Indian Army, but this guy is seriously rich. Now, I'm reading from here. Adil Raja owns, this is from Dawn News, by the way, I'm not making this up, all right? Unless you think that I've concocted this. This is Adil Raja, as per Dawn. And they're quoting the police report. They're saying Adil Raja owns a 10 Marla residential plot in Phase 8, Baharia town. So how much is a 10 Marla plot? I don't know what size is a Marla, because like we have bigas in India, and bigas are different in many states. You know, the biga in UP is not the same as a biga in Madhya Pradesh or some other state. I'm told that there are some differences in the size of a biga. Similarly, Marla, I am sure, being a local unit of measurement, it could be different. But if any Pakistani can tell me, I'll be very grateful what a Marla is. So Adil Raja owns a 10 Marla residential plot in Phase 8, Baharia town. A 5 Marla commercial plot in Commercial Square, Baharia town. So 2 properties in Baharia town. An apartment in Askari 4. I don't know, Askari 4 is that Pakistani army thing, no? So he owns in Askari 4 and 2 vehicles, a Toyota Hilux Revo and a Vigo. So he owns 1 residential plot, 1 commercial plot, 1 apartment, 2 vehicles. Pakistanis, I can only say one thing. I don't know of an Indian army chief who owns this much property. I showed you General Bipin Rawat's house, right, if you remember. I know many ex-army generals, and I've been to their houses, and I don't know of any Indian army general who owns this much property. And I'm talking about a 4-star general. I'm talking about Chief of Army Staff, retired. I don't know anybody who owns this much. This is crazy. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, this coming Saturday, we are going to close reservations for our 29th April event. You know, the CHANAKYA Dialogues are happening in Delhi on 29th, and we've received a lot of people who wanted to come and attend, and they've signed up for it. And thank you very much. Very, very grateful. This Saturday, we are going to shut it down. And this Saturday, we're going to pick and select a few people who are going to attend the event, because we have very limited seats. It's not a very big auditorium. It's a small auditorium. But we'll try to accommodate as many as we can. And I'll meet you there. I'll be there personally to welcome you. And please find in the description box the link. Click on the link, and you can just fill up your details. And if your name is selected, we'll be happy to send you the invite. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon. And don't forget to like this video also. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.